First race at Doomben is over 1,600 metres. Only a smallish field lining up, and there are a number of good winning hopes here. I've settled on Hector Pascal, trained by Tony Gollan, a former Southerner, and she's clearly working up to a win. I thought she was a bit unlucky on Ipswich Cup Day in that first race won by Queen of Kingston. She was held up for about 100 metres, and when she got to the outside, she really rocketed home. Got her in on top here of Awake the Stars. I've got a feeling they might go forward on Awake the Stars, and if she can dictate in front, she can certainly run top three. Shogun's Son, just a slight query on him where he gets to here from a little bit of an awkward gate and a little bit of a query at the mile, but he's certainly dropping back in grade here, and he can win as well. And Valentino Ross's last couple of runs in Sydney have been good enough to have a hope here. 4, 5, 1 and 2. Two-year-olds lining up in race 2 on the card at Doomben. It's over 1,350 metres, and I think Snaz and Charm for Matt Dunn is going to be very, very hard to beat here. He only had the one start in Sydney, and he never really travelled there, and I thought getting to Eagle Farm up to 1,400 metres would be good for him, and he went really well last start in a better class race than this. He ran third there behind Cordia, the Godolphin horse. I tell you what, if he had a touch of luck in the home straight, then he may have almost got up, but I thought his run was terrific. I've got him clearly on top here, and blinkers are going on for the first time. Play the Field number 4, I think can be an improver. Only the one start. He ran second to Ziemba a few weeks ago at the midweeks at Doomben. He was very green. I think it'd improve a lot from that, and Ziemba has won again since at Ipswich. Gobsmacked, I thought her effort last start in Rocky was very good. She powered away late. I think the 1350 is perfect. And then Violet. And there are a few other place chances, but I think number 1, Snaz and Charm. So to race 3 on the card, and this is over 2,000 metres, and I've been tossing up Il Wendo, the import, or Our Mantra Vitopi. Ended up going with Il Wendo. He's only a Class 1 Kembla winner since coming to Australia, but his metropolitan form in Sydney is certainly good enough to give this a shake off the minimum and with the sting out of the ground. So you just got to trust that he'll go out there and do it. To beat number 1, Our Mantra, he's been in great form, this fellow. Just a little concern, the 60 kilos, although he has been carrying big weights. This is a little bit harder. I think it's between those two. Then number 6, Mewstone Rock. Now, she really backs up. She usually has a race as well spaced, but she was so good last Saturday at the Sunny Coast. Her finishing finale was terrific. I've got to put her in here as she goes to 2,000 for the first time. And then Constantine, he was pushed last start, and he indicated that he wants further and gets it here. 10, 1, 6 and 4. We've got an open handicap coming up at Doomben as race 4 on the card, and I think clearly the toppy's form here, Amanat, is superior. He's taking a little bit of a drop back in grade, and when you analyse his overall form, I think he's well handicapped with the claim here for Corey Bayliss. He ran third first up behind Plague Stone, really finishing strongly here. And then he ran second at Eagle Farm behind Brave Song. That was the Victorian race at Eagle Farm a couple of weeks ago. It's solid form. Now, I think he's the one. Divine Dice will be up on the speed, and I think will give a good kick. Reeling is an interesting runner, having his first start for Desley Forster. Now, I know he's a bolter here, but I thought his trial at Deegan was terrific. You know, they've removed the blinkers, a little bit of a change-up, different training. Maybe he can run well. And then number 3, YPO, 1, 4, 8 and 3. Well, fillies and mares are lining up here in a Class 3, and I think if you look at the ratings here, it all points to Jammy Lady. I know she's got a lot of placed form recently, but I just think the horses she's been bumping into have just been better than her, and I think this is very, very achievable. With 75 points, she's clearly the top rater. And under the conditions of this plate, she's only got 57. She's got a good gait. Sting out of the ground is certainly going to suit her. And when you have a look at some of those place runs, her form really is exemplary. So I've clearly got her on top here. Throwing in for second, number 5, Dream Kisses. Now, she either leads or sits outside of the Great Bambino. They're just taking the tongue tie off her. And her statistics here at Doomben are quite good. This track and distance, 10 goes, 2 wins and 4 placings. Giving a chance to number 11, Bubbles and Troubles, a place chance more so. And then number 4, Copyrighter, who's first up, trialled okay recently, gets a lovely run just behind the speed. But it all points to Jammy Lady. On to race 6. This opens the quaddie at Doomben, and it's a bit of a difficult affair. It's a Class 3 plate over 1,200 metres. And I'm going to go for a roughie here in Bobby Axelrod. Now, he's a kind of horse, I think, that has to lead to do his best. They decided to ride him quietly, 2 back on the Northern Rivers, and that didn't work at all. They took blinkers off that day. Now, they've put side winkers on because he can over-race a bit with blinkers, so side winkers. And then he performed very well last start when leading all the way there at Bow Desert. I think he leads here, and I think at the price he'll give us a great sight, Bobby Axelrod. New Horizons, well, the blinkers are back on him. He seemed to drop the bit coming towards the bend of the sunny coast and got going late, so probably a good move there, blinkers back on. Cordon looks to map beautifully here from a good gate, good use of the claim for Jag Up and Chester. And then Archer's Treasure. There are other chances as well, but I'm going to take the punt on this at a price. Bobby Axelrod. And the 6th event on the card also opens the quaddie at Doomben. And I'm going to spend a little bit of money. It's been a few weeks since we've got the quaddie, so you can take this for a small percentage, or whatever you're doing, I wish you all the best of luck with your Doomben quaddie. On to race 7 at Doomben over the 1,350 metres, and I think this is the right race for Tokariki Lad. Now, when you back him, you know he's going to get back in the field because that's his pattern and he needs a lot of luck. I remember prior to him going for a spell, he ran second at the Gold Coast on Magic Millions Day behind Chapter and Verse, really running at Chapter and Verse late. Now, since returning from a spell, he hasn't been able to win, but all of his runs have been good, and I feel this is a drop back in grade for him. So Tokariki Lad hopefully gets the breaks. Apollo Boom number 1, he's a little bit hit and miss this fellow, but his overall record says that he's well in here with the claim. Then I've got number 3 Powerline and number 8 Lucky Prospector. 7, 1, 3 and 8. On to race 8 on the card at Doomben over the 1110 metres, and there are quite a few chances here. I'm with Herschel's. She actually beat a few of these at Eagle Farm. Dipmus was 3rd and Owenichi was 6th the other day. Now, she got a lovely run in transit. She was back smoking the pipe and got a beautiful run through in the middle to get up and score, very strong on the line. To beat number 8, Argent D'Or. Now, if they're running on down the outside, and from back in the field, this guy's got a big chance of getting up, but we've got to keep an eye on how things are playing at Doomben because he's got a massive finale on him, Argent D'Or. Number 7, Ditmus, 3rd to Herschel's, and he was terrific there. They put a tongue tie on him today. I think they felt that he may have got his tongue over the bit, but he was very wide. He battled on strongly, and he's one of the on paces here. And then F Troop number 2, 6, 8, 7 and 2. The Tab Cutis 3-year-old over the 1,350 metres finishes the card at Doomben, and I do like Red Chase. I've always been a bit of a fan of this horse. Very stiff first up, and then he set the record straight at Eagle Farm a couple of Wednesdays ago. I love him up to 1,350, ridden quietly. He will come with a big run in the straight. Yamazaki, we're about to see the best of her, I feel. She's a maturing type filly, and this looks very suitable for her. She won first up with the run of the race. Then she was wide in the Bow Arrow race a couple of Wednesdays ago. I think 1,350 from a good gate. She's hard to hold out. Enterprise Louise was super last one in that Vega 1 race at Eagle Farm. Her sectionals were quite amazing. She's been up a little while. That's the only little negative I've got, but she can really charge to the line. She finished slightly ahead of number 4 Churning, and this is suitable for her as well. There are other chances, but principally 8, 7, 5 and 4.